So I'll get you to press down on my hand with your right hand. Okay, really press down, and I want you to look. Actually, I want you to look at my eye. I want you to look at my eye. Really press down as much as you can. Press down. Really press down, and sleep. Very good. That's it.
Do it again.
What we're going to do is I'm going to explain some of the things about what hypnosis, what some of the things that can happen in hypnosis. It's not mind control, except that you might get a bit more control of your own mind as you develop more and more absorption into your own internal processes. And many different things can happen while you're in hypnosis. Obviously, a state of relaxation is very, very common. And because of that relaxation, we can also have something that's called lacrimation, which is the involuntary tearing of the eyes. That's just when the eyes become so relaxed that the tear ducts open by themselves. So it's nothing to do with crying. There's also something called catalepsy, and there's all different kinds of catalepsy. So there's catalepsy of the eyes, where your eyes won't open. There's catalepsy of the arm or hand or legs, where your arms, legs, hands don't move, and that can either be when they're just very relaxed and rested, or they can even be elevated and have catalepsy as well. We're going to see if we can get into some of that a bit later. There's also catalepsy of the voice box, which is very common in therapeutic hypnosis. We're going to be aiming to avoid some catalepsy of the voice box because I want to be able to talk to you. Okay, so let's see. Now, what is the difference between hypnosis and hypnotherapy, or hypnosis and clinical hypnosis? So, clinical hypnosis, which is the same as hypnotherapy, is a kind of it's the application of hypnosis to a therapeutic end, to a healing end, which is that state of absorption that I was talking about is really a learning state. And so it allows you to affect many different things that you can use, or that are impacted by your neurology. So that could be anything from pain to dermatological issues, any kind of discomfort, any sort of anything where there's a neurological or an emotional element to the pathology, whatever it is. Anger. Let's see. What are some of the other things? Phobias, anxiety, insomnia. Many different things that you can use hypnosis to deal with, as well as, of course, designing your own life into the future. So we can do this using direct suggestion or indirect suggestion. Now, suggestion is a bit like you've probably come across suggestion from seeing stage hypnosis on television or something. So hypnosis, when you're using suggestion, is something like, your eyes are getting heavier and heavier. That's a kind of a direct. That's a direct suggestion. Then there's also something called symptom substitution, where you take an undesirable thing and you replace it with a more desirable thing that still does the job of the less desirable thing. So, or as much as possible of that of the job that it used to do, but in a better way. And finally, there's the psychotherapeutic side of things. In the old days, and I think people still do this, psychoanalysis, where they did automatic writing and revivification of traumatic memory and stuff like that. We don't do that. We don't get into that sort of thing. Our approach, our therapeutic approach, when I'm doing hypnosis, my style of hypnosis is about taking positive things from the past, but essentially orientating you towards the future. Dealing with the pathologies that you have now in the present, perhaps, or dealing with the problems or the blocks or the issues that you might have in the present, but treating those things as present issues, because essentially they're happening in the present, they're not happening in the past. So if we're going to change the way that something happens now, we concentrate on using the whole person, of course, but the whole person with an orientation into the future.
Right.
Okay, so that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to tell you before we got started. We'll continue on with some other things shortly.
Okay.
While I do it, so I'm just going to slightly turn myself a little bit. Now again, are you you're right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed. Okay, good. All right. So what I'll get you to do then is let's see. Yeah. So I'll get you to press down on my hand with your right hand. Okay. Really press down. Really press down. And I want you to look. Actually, I want you to look at my eye. I want you to look at my eye. Really press down as much as you can. Press down. Press down. Press down. Press down. Really press down. Really press down. Now sleep. Very good. That's it. You can let go. Let go. Just allow yourself to straighten back up and find yourself in a very nice place of relaxation. Find yourself in a really wonderful place of relaxation where you can enjoy the feelings that are there for you. And I want you to see if you can find that place inside of you where you're most relaxed and where you can find a place of really wonderful absorption. Because whatever that place of really wonderful absorption is the place that you want to be able to keep coming back to. Because that's the resourceful place inside your mind and body. And when you go into that place, that resourceful place, then you can begin to find all of the resources that you want.